I grew up, you know, really longing for close communion, closer relationship with my parents than what I had, especially with my dad. My dad was quite distant, and I think as a little girl, I was really missing that father figure, that man in my life to tell me and to speak worth and value into my little girl heart, that I am beautiful, that I am worthwhile. And so I went searching for that in all the wrong places. And so I started having boyfriends from like elementary school, middle school, I mean, all throughout grade school and stuff, because I think my little girl heart was just searching for that validation, for a man in particular to tell me, like, you are beautiful, you are worthwhile, you are worthwhile, you are worth pursuing. And I wasn't getting that from home. And so thankfully, I think God protected me a lot, and my innocence and my purity, because I didn't, like, travel down the physical road so much with men and with guys, but it was more the cry of my heart than it was the cry of my body.
Okay.
So but I feel like I was just giving away pieces of my heart, that, just a little bit by little bit. And I saw my sisters doing the same thing too. Like, I think all of us were kind of just crying out for validation and for worthwhile, and then it kind of also led me down a road of rebelliousness against my parents too. My parents had really, like, high standards for us. They were strict with their boundaries, but without a lot of, like, meaning or purpose behind it, or like without the relationship behind it. It just felt like rules. And as a rebellion, and then so as a teenager, it just felt like, okay, you're gonna give me rules, I'm gonna break those rules. And so I started experimenting with drinking a little bit, with having the wrong friends. I started experimenting with marijuana, and that's when my dad found marijuana in my purse, and he threatened to send me away to like a boarding school or some sort of like a get you right type of a get a camp or something. And as a punishment, I had to go to a youth summer camp for my church. And so it was, and I didn't really have a lot of friends at my church, at my youth group and stuff. So for me, that did feel like a punishment. It was like, oh no, how am I going to spend like a week away of my summer at like this church camp? That just sounds like a miserable use of my week, of my summer, and it was really at that church camp that God just really started to like get a hold of my heart.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. So for all the rebelliousness and everything, I just knew that, I always knew that God existed, and I knew the claims of the Bible were real, that Jesus was a real person, that he really walked the earth. And it's like, man, if all these things are true, then I got to start living like it Otherwise, I'm really just condemning myself, you know?
Yeah.
So it started off maybe as like fire insurance, or like, you know, maybe a little bit of like a fear tactic. But slowly my love for God
Yeah.
started to grow.
That's good.
So
I actually relate